Elly here from Thankful Flow Yoga. Thank you for joining me for this Vinyasa power flow today. So we're going to be moving quite dynamically and fluidly throughout this practice. If you're quite new to yoga, then definitely have a look through my channel. There's loads of other all levels flows on there, full body stretches and more gentle practices that you can take a look at if this is not for you. But if it is for you and this is what you're here for, then great. So we're going to start in a standing position on your mat and just let the arms drop to the side of the body, and we'll close down the eyes or take a steady gaze out in front. And start to notice your breath. Find that connection with your breathing. Perhaps observing how the breath feels as it travels into your body. On the inhale, imagine drawing energy up from the ground into the feet, the legs, all the way up to the heart center. And as you exhale, allowing that energy to draw back down, grounding it down to the earth. So on the inhale, imagine drawing energy up the body, all the way up to the heart. And as you exhale, grounding that energy back down. Noticing any sensations in the hands or the fingers. Noticing how the ground feels beneath your feet. And we'll open the eyes back up now. Getting straight into our practice today, we're going to come to the top of the mat in our Tadasana, and I want you to bend in this right leg. Now you can either use your hands for a bit of support here, or you can do it without the hands, and the hands can be in Anjali Mudra, prayer position. So we're bringing the knee in, we're going to bring it out to the side, bring it back into center, and then float it back for a warrior three. And you can just reduce the range of movement as much as you need to. So we'll do that twice more. So inhale, bring the knee in. Exhale, bring it out. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, float it back to warrior three. Powering into those legs and glutes. Working with some mobility. Inhale, bring the knee in. Exhale, bring it out. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, float it back to warrior three. Pausing here. Breathing. And come back into center. Other side. Inhale, bring the left knee in. Exhale, take it out to the side. Inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, warrior three. Don't worry if you're wobbling and falling. That's all part of this practice. Inhale, bring the knee into center. Exhale, bring it out to the side. Inhale, bring it back in. Exhale, float back to warrior three. And last one now. Inhale, bring the knee in. Exhale, bring it out. Inhale, back in. Exhale, back to warrior three. Pausing here. Breathing. Well done. Lift the chest, come back to standing. Hands on the hips. Inhale, reach the crown of the head to the ceiling. Draw the belly button in towards the spine. Keep as much bend as you need to through the legs. Fold forwards, coming down into this standing forward fold. Letting the head hang heavy. So we'll take the left hand around the right ankle and the right hand around the left ankle.
And we're going to take a little twist here in our fold. So I'm sending my gaze underneath this through the right armpit, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. So finding a twist here. And releasing. And then we switch it over. So right hand's on the left ankle. Left hand goes over the top to the right ankle and looking underneath the left armpit, finding a little twist. And coming back to center, well done. Keep some softness in the legs. Inhale, curl the body up, draw the belly in, so coming up with a rounded spine. Lifting, heads lifting up last. Take a big shoulder roll here. So we move through into our sun salutations now, Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, reach the fingertips up, lift your ribs away from your hips. Exhale, hinge from the hips, fold forwards. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down to the mat, step or jump it back to plank, flow through your chaturanga. So we're going to inhale into an upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale back to a downward facing dog. Pausing here, reconnecting with your breath. Inhale, send the gaze between the hands. Step or float the feet through. Lift the chest, lengthen the spine. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the legs as much as you need to. Inhale, reach the fingertips up. Exhale, hands come through to heart center. Starting to feel that warmth and energy within the body. Inhale, reaching up, ribs lifting away from the hips. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down to the mat, step or jump the feet back, flow through your chaturanga. Inhaling through into an upward facing dog or cobra. And exhaling back to downward facing dog. Breathing here. Inhale, sweep the right foot through between the hands. Lift the right fingertips away. Reach them up to the ceiling. Find your easy twist. Following with your gaze. From here, seeing if you can transition onto the knife edges of the feet, finding our revolved Skandasana. Maybe these right fingertips start to reach down to the side of the room. Now, inhale, I want you to really lift through this left shoulder, so strong through the shoulder. We're lifting the hips up, reaching the fingertips up, strong through the core. Lift that leg. Can you find your Vashisthasana, your side plank? Option to keep the right foot grounded here to modify. And then taking a variation with the leg here, this little tree variation, bending that right knee. Right toes down to the mat behind and lift the hips and the heart towards the ceiling. Find your wild thing. Well done. Start to unravel from your wild thing. Coming back to plank. Step that right foot straight through between the hands. Reach the fingertips up. Find a high lunge. Left fingertips reach forwards, right fingertips reach back, coming into a twist. And then the right hand floats to the back of the left thigh, finding this revolved reverse warrior. Now from here, see if you can window mill the arms around as you open out. Bring the left heel down to the mat. Find warrior two. Lots of twists and twizzles today, so well done for staying with me. So warrior two, right leg's bent, left leg's lengthened. Flip the right palm up. Inhale, lift up and out from the waist. Find your reverse warrior. Well done. Float the arms around to frame that front foot. Step it back to plank. Flow through your chaturanga. Inhaling upward facing dog or cobra. And exhaling back to your downward facing dog. Reconnect with your breath. Take a child's pose if you need to. Inhale, step the left foot through between the hands. Reach the left fingertips up to the sky. Find your easy twist, left side. Breathing here. Pivoting onto the knife edges of the feet. Opening into revolved Skandasana. Inhale, lift the hips, lift through this right shoulder, reach the fingertips up. Maybe you can float this leg into your Vashisthasana. Side plank, option to take a variation here, maybe taking that tree variation with the leg. And then stepping the left foot back, lift the hips and the heart to the sky, find your wild thing. Keep breathing. Releasing from your wild thing, floating back to plank, step the left foot through. Between the hands, reach the fingertips up, find your high lunge. Right fingertips reach forwards, left fingertips reach back, so coming into a twist. Inhale, lift up and out from the waist. Find your evolved reverse warrior. Left hand floating down to that right thigh. But as always, if it doesn't feel right for you, then don't take it, just stay in the twist. Now seeing if you can windmill the arms around as you draw the right heel down, open into your warrior two. Flip the left palm up so that it's facing the ceiling. Inhale, lift up and out from the waist. Find your reverse warrior. Just a normal reverse warrior here. If there is such a thing as normal. If that even exists. Breathing and floating the hands around to frame the front foot. Step it back to plank and flow through your vinyasa. Inhaling upward facing dog or cobra and exhaling back to downward facing dog. Take a moment here to pause. From here, we're going to drop the knees down. You've got an option to either take a restorative child's pose, or we're going to work with our headstand. So you can either take your tripod headstand if that's in your practice, or you can take the interlace with the hands. If headstand's not in your practice, then you can take a child's pose, or you could be lifting the hips up and just working with taking one foot away at a time. If you're a little bit more into your headstand practice, then I want you to see today if you can keep both legs lengthened. And we're trying to work with lifting them up together, keeping them lengthened, keeping the feet together, bringing them up to your headstand, maybe working with coming down to this halfway point, coming back up. Taking one more dip with the legs. And then coming back down, releasing if you were in your headstand, Taking a little child's pose for a moment. So everybody taking that child's pose, taking a couple of breaths here. And then coming back to all fours. And we're going to flow through that sequence again with some add-ons for those who wish to take it. So tuck the toes under, exhale, hips reach up to the sky, downward facing dog. Inhale, this time we're going to sweep the right leg up, finding a 3-leg dog. Then step the right foot through between the hands, reach the right fingertips up, find your easy twist. From here, pivot into your evolved Skandasana. Inhale, really lift the hips, lift through that shoulder, step the right leg back to find your Vashisthasana side plank. Option to take your tree variation. And then step that right foot down, lift the hips, lift the heart, find your wild thing. Releasing from your wild thing, come back to plank, step the right foot through between the hands, reach the fingertips up, finding your high lunge. Left hand forward, right hand reaches back, find the twist. Inhale, lift up and out from the waist, find your evolve reverse warrior. If that's too strong, you don't have to take it, listen to your body, take what feels right for you. Float the arms around, opening into warrior two, well done. Flip the right palm up so that it's facing the ceiling. Inhale, lift up and out from the waist, coming into your reverse warrior. And then floating back to warrior two, we're going to lengthen this right leg and add in our Trikonasana. So inhale, reaching forwards with the right fingertips. Forwards, 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 pivoting from the waist, coming into our triangle. Breathing, pressing the feet down and away into the mat, making sure that you've got this space across the chest, really rolling open this left shoulder. Inhale, come back up. And we'll bring the arms around to frame that front foot, step it back to plank, and flow through your Vinyasa. Inhaling upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Well done for staying with me today. Working through some fluid and dynamic movements, but really, hopefully you're finding it as fun as I am. But just remembering, if this is bringing up any kind of feelings of frustration or whatever it's bringing up for you, just observing that, being in that place of awareness for whatever's there. You need to take a break, honouring that, being kind to your body. Practicing some ahimsa, non-violence towards ourselves as well as others. Inhale, sweep the left foot up, finding that 3-leg dog. Opening into the hips if that feels good too. And then we bring the left foot through between the hands. Reach the right fingertips up, finding your easy twist. Pivot around to find your evolved Skandasana, coming onto the knife edges of the feet. Inhale, lift the hips, lift through that right shoulder. Step the left foot so that we're now in our Vashisthasana side plank. Bending through that left leg, finding a tree position or any other variation that you want to take here. Bring the left toes down. Inhale, lift the heart and the hips towards the ceiling. Wild thing. Well done. Unraveling. Back to plank. Step the left foot through between the hands. Reach the fingertips up to your high lunge. Right fingertips reach forwards, left fingertips reach back, finding your twist. Inhale, lift up and out from the waist. Find your revolved reverse warrior. Left hands may be coming down to the back thigh. Start to window wipe the arms around. Bring the right heel down, open out to warrior two. Flip the left palm up so that it's facing the ceiling. Inhale, lift up and out from the waist. Find reverse warrior. Breathing here. Floating back to your warrior two. Lengthen through the left leg. Inhale, reach forwards, forwards, forwards through the left fingertips. Then pivoting from the waist, opening out to Trikonasana. Using your blocks here if you need to, or staying higher up, taking what your body needs today. Inhale, float back to your warrior two. And bring the arms around to frame the front foot, step it back to plank. And final vinyasa, inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhaling back to downward facing dog. Pausing here, hips are lifting. And we'll drop the knees down to the mat. Keep the elbows tucked in towards the body, lower down so you're lying on your belly. And we'll inhale here, roll the shoulders back, peel the chest away from the mat. Bring the forearms down for Sphinx. So forearms are on the mat, palms facing down. And we'll bend in this right leg, so bringing the right foot in. And then taking the hand to the right foot, just taking this quad stretch here. And just observing any thoughts passing through. Noticing how your breath feels, how your body feels. Release the right leg, let it drop back down to the mat. And draw the left leg in this time. And releasing that left leg. Exhale, melt the chest down to the mat, let the elbows come out to the side. And you can just rest your head on your hands, close the eyes here if that's comfortable. And take a couple of breaths here of just allowing yourself to just be. Maybe seeing if you can connect to a sense of ease. A sense of being rather than doing. We spend so much of life in this doing mode, doing all the time. It's connected to a more masculine energy, and not masculine in the way that we might normally think, but in an energetic sense. Doing. And it's okay to do sometimes, we need to, but we also need to spend time being. So surrendering your full body weight to the ground that's beneath you, just allowing it to be supported and held. Knowing there's nowhere else to be right now, there's nothing else to do other than be here on your mat in this present moment.
If you're ready to start to come away from the practice, just bring the hands back so that they're underneath the shoulders. Inhale, lift the chest, come back through a tabletop position and make your way back to a comfortable seated position on your mat. I'm going to link below to a nice juicy full body stretch that you could do after this practice, which would be a really lovely add-on to what we just did, so do check that out. And if you haven't seen my Mindful Morning series or my 30 Days of Yoga series, then that's here on YouTube free for you to access, and really connects to some yoga philosophy. They're all levels practices, so they're not quite as dynamic as the one that we've just done, but there's some really lovely flows in there, so do take a look at that. Sorry about my voice. I'm going to go and work on my throat chakra after this. And yes, thank you so much for being here. I'm very grateful, and I can't wait to see you again very soon. Take care. Bye bye.